Friends, there is a place in the ocean that is so deep, so incredibly deep that if you throw a stone or a brick into it, it would take more than an hour for it to reach the ocean's surface. You can get an idea of the depth of this oceanic spot by this fact. The world's tallest mountain is Mount Everest, which stands 29,035 feet tall. This mountain is 10 times taller than the world's tallest building, the Burj Khalifa in Dubai. If you were to turn this mountain upside down and place it into this deep spot in the ocean, it would completely disappear beneath the surface. This means the mountain would be hidden there, and this extremely deep place in the ocean is called the Mariana Trench. The thing is, as you go deeper underwater, the pressure on your body increases from all sides. These submarines are filled with air, which creates pressure from inside to counter the outside water pressure. As the submarine descends, the air pressure inside is increased so that it matches the pressure of the surrounding water. If the internal air pressure is too high, the submarine could explode like a balloon popping. If it is too low, the submarine could implode due to the overwhelming water pressure. Thus, it is essential that internal and external pressures balance exactly. The deeper you go, the stronger the pressure becomes, and beyond a certain depth, your body cannot withstand it. It is extremely dark at that depth, and communication with the surface team is difficult. Any small mistake can cause a fatal implosion. Now, you might wonder just how deep it is that a mountain as tall as Everest vanishes in it. Let me tell you, its depth is 35,810 feet. These creatures' bodies are specially adapted to survive the enormous pressure. They cannot live in shallower waters. No large fish go so deep. For example, whales, the largest ocean creatures, can only dive as deep as about 10,000 feet. They would neither fear nor notice you because their eyes don't function or they have none at all. Even if they have eyes, they cannot see. If such a crack exists, the submarine will implode at those pressures. Imagine there are 1,000 milliseconds in 1 second, and the submarine imploded in just 1 millisecond. Time so short that our brains cannot even process information that fast. This crust is made up of many pieces called plates. Beneath the crust is a layer called the mantle, made of molten rock. Since the brain takes about 25 milliseconds to process any event, the cause of death for the 5 people on the Titan submarine on June 18, 2023, was almost certainly such a microscopic crack. After knowing about such dangerous depth and width, you must be thinking, what would happen if a human went so deep in this area? What would happen to their body? How would they survive such pressure? What kind of creatures live in such deep ocean? And how did such a deep trench form? Now, if a person were to be taken down into the more than 35,000 feet depth of the Mariana Trench, what would happen to them? We will discuss this later. But first, let's look at a dangerous accident that happened last year in the ocean's depths. An incident that was both dangerous and unique. These plates often collide with each other. Sometimes one plate slides under another, a process called subduction. The submarine imploded at around 12,500 feet depth. When no sunlight reaches it is pitch dark even during bright daylight. You might remember that on June 18, 2023, a submarine named Titan met with a tragic accident. This submarine was going to explore the wreckage of the largest and strongest ship that sank about 112 years ago in the North Atlantic Ocean, lying at a depth of around 12,500 feet. The Titanic's wreck lies there, and the Titan submarine had 5 people aboard to explore it. Unfortunately, all 5 died due to the implosion of the submarine at great ocean depth. The submarine did not explode but imploded due to immense pressure. The speed at which these people died and the submarine imploded is likely unprecedented in human history. However, to go deep underwater, some private companies have built specially strengthened submarines. Even a microscopic crack, invisible to the naked eye, can be fatal at such depths. This wreck was at about 12,500 feet depth, and the water pressure there was enormous. This means the people inside did not even realize what was happening to them. The implosion speed was about 2,414 kilometers per hour. In fact, at just 1,500 feet depth, it starts getting quite dark. And at around 3,280 feet, it is completely dark with no light at all. So, if this is what happens at 12,500 feet, imagine what would happen at the Mariana Trench, which is almost 3 times deeper than the Titanic wreck point, at 35,810 feet. Now, although we have submarines today that can reach depths of about 35,000 feet, going there is literally a matter of life and death. The temperature there is around 1 to 4 degrees Celsius, which is very cold. Now, You might wonder what kind of creatures live at such depths. At the 35,810 feet depth of the Mariana Trench, only tiny fish like cucumbers or amoebas exist. Interestingly, deep-sea creatures are often blind because no light reaches these depths, so eyes are not useful. If hypothetically you could leave a submarine and encounter these creatures at that depth now, how did such a deep trench form? The Earth is made of many layers. The outer layer, which we stand on and walk upon, is called the crust. The crust floats on this molten mantle. These collisions cause earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, landslides, and can form deep trenches, like the Mariana Trench. The Mariana Trench was formed about 170 million years ago due to this subduction process and continues to get deeper. So, friends, if you found this interesting, please like and subscribe for more fascinating facts.